dead skin mass, you're going to tune to D sharp. Okay, you start out on that open 6th string. Okay, and then that opening riff is going to go like this. Palm mute the open 6th string, and then these are open notes. 7th fret on the 5th string with your pointer finger, and then 9, 10 on the 4th string. Okay, then you're going to do palm mute the open 6th string again. Then you're going to go to the 8th fret on the 5th string and go to the 9th and 10th fret on the 4th string with your middle and ring fingers. So it's going to go like this. Then you're going to go, on the 3rd time, you're going to go back to that 7th fret and repeat that first part I showed you. So it's going to go. Okay, so that's the first 3 parts of it. Okay, remember this is 2 guitars, so I'm just showing you the very first guitar you hear. And that 4th time, you're not going to hit that open 6th string. You're just going to go right to the 8th fret. And then you're going to land on the, you're going to go 8th fret on the 5th string, 9, 10 on the 4th, and then land with your middle finger on the 9th fret on the 3rd string. Okay? And let that ring out. Just, you don't have to shake it or anything, just let it ring out. Okay, just like that. So then the second guitarist comes in as he's holding out that note, and he's going to do the exact same first 3 parts of this riff, except the 4th time he's going to go 8 on the 5th string, 9, 10, 9 on the 4th string, and then you just hold that out on the 9th fret there. So the first guitar is going to come back in, do the same exact riff I just showed you, and then for a second time the second guitarist will come back in and do the same riff I showed you, except he's not going to hold out that 9th fret on the 4th string. It's just going to go like this. Then it's going to start what's basically the main riff throughout this song. It's kind of like what they play during the chorus. So, and it's the same exact thing that I showed you, except it's got 2 different notes in it, and it's 2 guitarists playing the same thing. So it's going to go like this. Okay, the same first 3 parts I've already showed you, except that 4th part is going to go to the 8th fret on the 3rd string. Okay. And you're just going to, oh sorry, I didn't mean to do that. You're just going to kind of bend it and shake it a little bit, but not too crazy. Like that. And now the second time you're just going to land on the 7th fret, 3rd string. First time. Second time. Now this repeats as he's kind of building the intro to the song. Okay, so from there he's going to come into the final part of this riff right before it goes, and then what he's going to do is those 2 chords, 6th string power chord on the 5th fret to the 6th fret. Okay, and then you're going to down pick 3, 1, open 1 on the 6th string, and then you hit that open 6th string power chord. Okay, it's all down pick. Learn it by alternate picking it first. It's just easier to learn. You know, you just want to get this hand up to speed, and then this hand will follow. So it's just going to be, okay, and then it's going to go back into that intro riff. So this is how the beginning is going to go. I'll play the last half of the first part. You can see how I started that with a little slide there to the 7th fret. more of that same riff I showed you. And it actually does it 4 times, and again on the 4th time it's going to break into that 5th to 6th fret power chord there on the 6th string. Back into this. Okay? And then I'm going to show you this riff, which has got to be one of the best metal riffs ever written. Then he starts singing. So you notice I'm down picking that. It's because that's how they play it live. It's how they recorded it. But, you know, just learn it by, okay? Alternate picking. So what you're doing there is 3, 1, open 1, 3, 1, open 1. And that's kind of the running theme on the 6th string. And then you're going to do that open. After you hit that 1st fret on the 6th string, it's always that open 6th string power chord. And then you're going to hit the 6th string twice, and you're going to bar the 1st fret of the 5th and 4th strings and get that chord there. Okay? And then from there, he's going to go back into that 3-1-0-1 riff, okay? So it's going to sound like this. The second time you do it, if you notice, I'm barring the 2nd fret on the 4th and 5th string. And then the 3rd time, I'm going up to the 3rd fret and doing the 4th and 5th strings, and I'm barring those. Okay, so it's just going to sound like this. Okay, if you notice, you're just throwing in that in between, going up the ladder there on the 1st fret to the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. So again, throwing in that 5th and 6th fret power chord. Okay, and then it comes out of there and it holds that chord, and he's going back into that little filler riff. You know it already, I showed you. 5th to 6th fret power chord, back to this riff. Power chords. You know this part. Again, that's, you're doing the 8th fret on the 3rd string, and the 7th, and the 2nd time you're doing the 7th fret on the 3rd string. Okay. Again, I'm down picking everything when I'm playing this for real. I may be alternate picking some parts, but like I said, they definitely down pick this song, and I do so on my cover, which you can find on my channel. Okay, so when they come out of there, it's going to be more of that. Okay, they're going to come back into this, and then it's going to sound like it's going to go into a chorus, except there's a new riff that I'm going to show you. So it's going to come out of this, and it's going to go. Then the solos start. So this is what they're doing there. They're just going to the, instead of going into the, they're just going to do this crazy riff, which is, again, one of the best riffs in the Slayer catalog. What they're doing is they're going, so they're going to do that open E, they're doing that open E power chord, and then they're just going to they're going to hit it real quick, the open 6th string palm muted, to get that effect. Then you're going to go right to the 7th fret on the 5th string, 9, 8 on the 4th. Okay, so it's going to sound like that. Okay? Now I'm alternate picking this. I don't mess with down picking on this part. Okay, so that's 7 on the 5th, 8, 9 on the 4th. And then you're going to go back to the open 6th string. And then this part's a little tricky. And you're going to go on the 3rd string, 8th fret, 9th fret on the 4th, 10th fret on the 5th. Okay? When you hit that 8th fret on the 4th string, you could do it a little shake there if you want. And then you're going to kind of do the same thing on the 10th fret there on the 5th string. You're going to do a little shake. Okay, the second time you play that riff, you're going to do a 7, 8, 7, 9, 8 on the 4th string. And you're going to do the power chords for the 1st fret and the 3rd fret on the 6th string. So this is what I've shown you so far. And if you notice, I am just hitting that, I'm hitting that open 6th string and then palm muting it real quick before hitting that 7th, that first 7th fret note on the 5th string. Oops. Okay, now the guitar solos start, and I'm not going to show you that because I don't know them. And it's already the riffs I've shown you. It's basically the same verses, same riffs as the verses. So then they're going to come out of the. Oh, you know what? At the end of the solo, there is a new riff, and it's basically this riff. It's that riff, but it's without that in between all those chords. So what he's doing there, he's going to go. So this part is only to introduce the riff, and then he's just open 6th string down picking. And he's going, you know, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, kind of up the ladder there in between. So it's actually an easier version of that initial riff that kind of kicks off the song. They're going to come out of the solo, and then he's going to go back into the... You know, however he gets that feedback, he must have a very powerful amp, which I do not. And then the second guitar is going to come in. He's going to do a little shake, and then he's going to slide all the way down to the 2nd fret there on the 4th string. Okay, so when he lands on that 9th fret, hold it, and then just bring it down to that 2nd fret on the 4th string. And then from there, it's going to, again, sound like, well, you know, the first guitar is going to go again, then the second guitar, and the song kind of stops, and then this new riff comes in, which blew my mind the first time I heard it. It makes no sense. It sounds like the riff, the kind of tricky riff I just showed you, but the notes in it didn't make sense. And actually, Kerry King gave a lesson on this song on YouTube. You can find it if you search it. I'm sure you're doing that right now. And he explains that those notes don't match what he was actually trying to do. I think he was just simply trying to play like the octave lower, and he was wrong. But he said it sounded cool, so he kept it. So anyway. That was a terrible pick select. So what I'm going to do is show you just that riff, and then that basically ends the song, the lesson. So it's going to go open 6th string, no chord, just, and then you're going to do that quick palm mute. And it's not one quick palm mute, it's actually 3. Like that. 1st fret on the 5th string, palm mute on this open 6th string, and then open 4th string, 1st fret 5th string, land on the 2nd fret on the 6th string, and kind of give that a little shake. And then the second time it's just doing the, and then you're going to do the chords. And then it's 1st fret to 3rd fret chords on the 6th string to the open 6th string, no chord, okay? Again, just down picking that open 6th string without the, okay, in between. It just kind of starts that riff. And then he's going to basically do the, to end the song. Again, that's going from the 8th fret to the 7th fret on the 3rd string. Each other, you know, alternating each time you do it. And then to end it, it's just, and he just, when he lands on the 7th fret there like he normally does, just slide it up to the 9th fret on the 3rd string and then hold it out till it does that, and then fades out, and then it goes into hallowed point. Other than that, that's the song, that's the lesson, it's easy. Look for the Kerry Keegan version if you don't think anything is accurate. I basically watched that and figured it out, so good luck.